All right, we are on. So, Joel, what's happening? I know we haven't done this in a while. I miss it. So, let's get this party started. What's new in your world?
New in my world, coaching t-ball for my kid today. That's new.
Coach coaching T-ball. How
Yeah,
cool
man.
is that?
Personal life, gotta keep it balanced, right? You
That's
know,
right.
yeah, those are little memories in life you'll always remember, right? Moving forward.
Yeah. How's the weather?
Cold, cold and chilly.
So it's not sunny California?
People pay that big bucks to be in California for the weather. We had a few nice little days last week. It's been a little chilly last few days though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not cool. It's nice and sunny over here, so I'm digging it. You know how I love the warm weather. But Joel, I know inventory is at a record high in Santa Clara County, right? And buyers are beyond eager to purchase. Like, how many people? Like 80 people at open houses?
Well, to correct you, yeah, inventory is at a very low, not high right now. So it's really, I saw what you did there.
A
Uh,
little pattern interrupt? What the fuck?
See if
What do
I
you mean,
moved it.
Luis? It's at an all-time high.
I'm gonna nod my head. No, yeah, it's actually very low. We're under 600 homes for sale in Santa Clara County. For 2 million people, it's not a lot of homes, right?
That's no. That's that's nerve-wracking. Why do you think sellers are not like putting their houses on the market?
Well, a few reasons. They have an interest rate. Everyone probably refinanced to probably a 2 or 3% interest rate when the rates were down. And the property values of homes came down 15, 20% in some areas of the Bay Area. So a
Hmm.
lot of sellers like, I'm just going to wait. I'm comfortable. I have equity in my property. Um, I'm sitting on this really low interest rate. Why do I need to sell right now? They're comfortable where they're at. So a lot of people are not going to sell if they don't need to. And right now, a lot of people don't need to. And they're just going to wait it out until the market starts to pick up again.
Wow. So, do you think a lot of sellers are kind of unhappy with their home but love their interest rate, so that's going to keep them there?
Yeah, I think there's a quote like, don't, if you hate the house but love the rate.
What's going on? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't, right? Like, if you want to move, you got to move, right? If you feel this is the right time to move for you, just do it. You're ready when you're ready to buy a house, not when the market dictates it for you, right? So it could be personal reasons, could be financial reasons you move, but when you're ready to buy a house, you should buy a house. Don't wait for the masses to tell you when it's right to buy a house.
It can be those stairs that are annoying you now, and you don't want a two-story.
Yeah, it's gonna creep
It
up
could be
on
those. It would be those "Órale vato ese" neighbors that party all night, and you're sick of them.
fans on the lawn. Yeah, yeah, they're great. I
They
love
got the '64 Impala in the on the lawn. Yeah,
it.
that's Gilroy status, right?
East side.
That's easy. Yeah, it is. It is. No, there's nothing wrong with that. I love it. I love it. Especially the hydraulics.
It's a dream car of mine, right?
78 Monte Carlo. That's my buddy's that was my buddy's dream car back then. And he I don't think he ever got hydraulics on it, but that was yeah, that was the goal. That was the dream.
That was a
If
dream.
you had a car with hydraulics, you've made it. You yeah, that's it.
You made it in life.
Yeah, you've made it in life.
Bucket list.
Yep, yep, yep. So let's talk about buyers really quick. What's up with buyers? Why are they all negative? Debbie Downers.
Hence, the LinkedIn cafeteria, I call it, or the tech cafeteria. Everyone basically is saying the same thing. They all, everyone just talks to each other, and they, you know,
The LinkedIn cafeteria.
no offense, someone works at LinkedIn, great company, but it's people talking, and
Water cooler.
they're
Water cooler
they're
chatting. There you
educating
go.
themselves on it, but they ought to look at other ideas too. Like the main thing I'm getting from buyers is, am I going to get laid off from my job? Right.
Mm.
A lot of layoffs are happening here. And like, do I really want to buy a house and get stuck in this mortgage when I can't make it in 2 months? Right. I can't make the payment in 2 months. And some of these buyers in the Bay Area, they're on visas, right? And if they get laid off, they have to exit the country in 60 days. And if
Oh,
they buy a house, that's not, good for them. So not too much rebuttal for that. That's a pretty serious thing to
that
consider.
yeah, that makes
Job
sense.
security, right? So I'm hearing a lot of that happening. Stock market, I just want to see where everything's going. I feel we're in a pivot point. We can go up or down right now. I feel we're kind of just hovering. I feel we've hovered actually for the last few, like 2 or 3 months. Nothing's really happened. I think the damage was done probably in the summer, late summer to fall, where we saw the deep appreciation of properties, and the stock market took a big hit, and the interest rates went way up, right? So I think that's when we took the biggest hit, and it happened within a 2 to 3 month period, and now we're kind of just hovering and waiting for what's going to happen next, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, as of last week, it was very optimistic in interest rate wise. Okay, because it's not just about the interest rates. Yes, interest rates went up this week because of some very positive unemployment and jobs reports, and because the CPI came in a little bit hotter than expected. It came in higher, unbelievably. Well, I guess that makes sense. And I forgot what other report came out, but yeah, the market did not like it, and rates went up. And then you got the Federal Reserve chairman saying, "Yeah, it looks like rate hikes are still on the table because we need to crush this inflation and rates go up." And the media is just having a blast with all this because they're just pumping in all that negative energy, and yeah, it's freezing most buyers. Well, first time home buyers. One thing I am noticing, and this is why I wanted to bring you on, this is why I wanted to get together with you, is here in Austin. Okay, I'm getting a lot of my past clients reaching out, "Hey, where can I buy an investment property?" Which is really, really cool because that means they're not on the fence. That means they see the opportunity, and that's amazing. Now, I got a property, $300,000. 300. Let me pull it up on the screen. You got to check this out.
Where's the property at?
The property is in Austin.
Austin. That's a
Yes.
great town. What do you know about Austin, Luis?
I know. Yeah, 36 is amazing. No, not really. It's a lot of fun, but it's
$300,000.
So yeah, get this, $300,000. Check this property out. 300,000. I mean, it looks nice. It's close. It's not that far from downtown. So it's not like it's in the suburbs of Austin. It's still in Austin proper. And yeah, it's 300,000. You got a nice backyard. I mean, obviously you need to work on it and do your own landscaping, but
this is a primary residence or investment property?
no, this is an investment property. I'm already setting it up as an investment property. You got 7.25% interest rate, so it is a bit high, but I'm not going to get into all the details, but take a look at this. After the third year, that's when you start to actually cash flow. That's if rates don't move. Okay, that's 110 positive cash flow. But check this out, and I don't want to get into the details because obviously, looking at these numbers is far more detailed. But look at this. As the rates drop, and let's just say we have a 4.5% interest rate, and we do this next year on this same property. I mean, it cash flows right off the bat. So think about it. If the rate was at 4.5% now on this $300,000 property, it would actually cash flow now.
Okay.
So what happens?
What's a house like this rent for?
This is renting for 2,000.
2,000
Rental income is 2,000. So it's
your
renting
monthly expense.
2,000, and the expenses are at today's rate at about $2,300 a month.
So you're about 300, and this is how much down?
This is with 20% down.
20% down. So you're losing about 305 a month, right?
Mhm.
About like 3,600 a year for the first year.
Yep.
And if you refinance, obviously you can get a lower rate, and if rents go up, obviously you're going to get more over time. So yeah, it does make sense over a long period of time to have that as a property for sure. Right off the bat, it's kind of scary though, knowing that you're losing money.
Right.
But you're losing money in the stock market right now anyways. Would you rather have control of that or not control of it right now is a question, right? And I like real estate. I believe in it 100%, and I believe in having passive income coming into your properties, and built over a long period of time. You're going to look very smart doing something like this. So it's not quite off your monthly payment. Here in the Bay Area, if you were to do something like this, you need to come in with almost 50% down to really just to break even. So
absolutely.
not a great rental place. The Bay Area is not the best rental place. We bank on more appreciation than rental aspects here.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is such a great investment opportunity. And look, let me just review some of these numbers and then we'll move on. But you got you're negative 23, or your expenses are $2,300, and
Yep.
you have a negative $305 cash flow. Even with this higher interest rate, and you don't touch it, let's just say you leave it, year number 10, you're going to be very, very cash flow positive, and the appreciation is going to be 133,000 based on just a 4% appreciation. We're not even going that 25% appreciation that we've been getting here in Austin. I mean, that's unrealistic. Let's just average it out, and it's about 4%. And that's a pretty solid number. And remember, the tenants end up paying for your they end up paying $28,000 worth of payments every month, right? Like the tenants are the ones that are paying that house off. So overall, it makes a lot of sense in the long run. If you're trying to make a quick buck, 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, well, no, it's not going to work. But over the long run, halfway through or after year number 2 or 3, you refinance to that lower rate, and that gets even better. So that new rate or that lower rate, refinancing into a lower rate, that's just icing on the cake. Even at the higher interest rate, it's still a great long-term investment.
Where do you think rates are going to go in the next year? Give us a nutshell. What do you think? How do you feel it's going to happen in the summer and then towards winter with rates?
I think that as the economy slows down, because there's a lot of layoffs, that's going to that's going to crush inflation. Once inflation drops, because that is the worst enemy of mortgage interest rates. Inflation by far the worst enemy. Once that drops, inflation fears go away, rates are going to drop, and then that's where that's where I think the buzz is going to start up again.
If people stop spending, it will create inventory of goods, and have to bring the goods down in value, which will bring inflation down with it as well, right? Is that what you're saying?
Right. But here's another thing. People are spending, but they're racking up credit card debt.
That's what I hear too. Our credit card debt is very high right now.
It's at all-time high. All-time high. I'm going to try to pull up a report right now, and actually I'll do it. We'll do it live. So consumer debt right here. Consumer credit card debt. Look at that. Household consumer credit liability level. Look at that. It just took off right after 2020 here. I'm going to zero it in right here. So 2020, it kind of went down a little bit, and then it just started taking off again. And this is a big deal. I mean, people are spending, and the economy doesn't differentiate on how, this money is being introduced into the economy. These dollars are being introduced into the economy. It just knows that they are. So it can be money from savings, or it can be money from consumer credit cards. It just doesn't differentiate. Money's money in the eyes of the economy. So yeah, everything's looking. Retail sales are up, but retail sales are up because consumer credit card levels are up. So I mean, eventually something has to give. Everything's going to get maxed out, and something's going to pop. Then people are not going to be able to spend. And then that's when you get into this recession, and there's not going to be that soft landing everybody talks about. But all these reports make everything sound really good. But eventually,
My question too is how much money was printed during the pandemic, right? Like all the funny money that was given out. I heard as much as it's doubled, our currency, what we have circulating.
Yep.
Amazing. Yeah. So that would account for a lot of that debt. People, there's more money out there, right? And the dollar's being devalued. I'm trying to look it up right here. It said in the U.S. printed more than $3 trillion in 2020 alone, which is quite a lot.
Yep. Well, look, I pulled something up here. Let me see. So I pulled up it's the M2 money supply. But yeah, right around COVID right here, during the shutdowns, that's when everything started spiking, or it started spiking. And look at it. It's right. What is that? 21.
What is this graph saying?
This is the M2 money supply, or the money printed.
So what is circulating?
What is circulating? Yeah.
So 15 billion.
15.
And it went up to 22. So
21,000 billion, because this is in billions of dollars. So what is that? 21 trillion. So we went from 15 trillion to 22 trillion.
Pretty amazing. So there's some funny money out there. That's why goods went up in value so fast, is because of that, right? Cars were hard to find, houses were hard to find. There's supply chain issues. People had money to do stuff, and is it falsification? And are we ever going to pay the repercussions for that? I guess we're kind of seeing it in Q2 and 3 of last year. Q4 I felt was pretty leveled out. I don't think I saw too much as far as home values going down here in the Bay Area. I felt they leveled out. I still think the buyers are very cautious right now, and they just want to see what's going to happen next, right? The next domino. So,
right.
You just really got to look at, if we're going back to housing, you just got to look at, this is a long-term play for you, 5 to 7 years, you're going to look really smart buying a property. Right. And, instead of sending this, paying mortgage every month, you're going to be putting it towards your own property, right? Which is great.
Oh, absolutely.
How many creative ways to get into a house, whether it's a rental or you're a first-time home buyer, that we have products available, right? 3.5% down, 0% down if you're VA.
You're right, 100%. And people should. But here's the thing. You brought up a really good point. You don't want to buy right now to sell in 6 months and make a profit, or in 1 year. You're going to get into your home because it's going to be better than renting, because you're going to take advantage of all those tax liabilities. You're going to take advantage of that principal pay down, because you're going to be paying down your home. You're going to be paying down a debt, as opposed to just giving that money to your landlord if you're renting, and having that landlord use that money to pay down his own debt. So this is yours. And then pride of ownership. You're able to, paint it whatever color you want, paint your house whatever color you want. You're able to basically do as you please, and you don't have the fear of, yeah, I'm selling the house. The landlord will say, yeah, you know what, my kids are going to move into it, so I need you to vacate. That animosity, like that anxiety is no longer there when you own your home. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought a property myself, and there's a huge relief of like, ah, man, it's like this monkey on your back or this rock on your back that's you're missing out on something, right? The American dream is own a property, like you said, pride of ownership, and just having that is like a big exhaust, right? Like you like, oh, you can
Yeah.
breathe out and sigh of relief. So I bought 2 months ago, and very shifty market that is going to go down even further, which it could have, right? And I was okay with that, knowing that I'm going to be in a property for a long period of time, and over a long period of time, you're going to look smart doing it, right?
Right.
So
So
it doesn't
you
matter.
bought in this very, very hectic market. Why did you buy?
Had an opportunity to do it, like the area I lived in, like the schools, and I was ready to do it, right?
Yep.
I didn't care about the interest rates. I know that they will go down eventually, more than likely, and you can refinance. And if they don't, right, like it's, then you're in a lower rate, right? What if they go up and you're in a lower rate right now? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like in a long period of time, you're going to look smart doing it. I think when people bought here in the 80s and 90s, and they bought a house for 150,000 or 200,000, they probably felt like, man, how am I gonna make my payments? But
Yeah.
if you go back to those days,
Oh,
you would have bought like 4 or 5 homes, right? Knowing what we know now. So it's going to be very similar. The value of the dollar is going to come down, and price of goods are going to go up. It's a naturally occurring thing over a long period of time, right?
yep. Yep. I agree 100%. But see, I love that you bought it for, the right reasons. Hey, it was time. I was, you were ready. And, you know, regardless of the market, it's going to go up overall. Like everybody wants to focus on the last 3, 4, 5 months. Forget that. Focus on the last the 10 years. Look what happened in 2007, 2008. Everything crashed, like for real, like really crashed.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 years after that, it was back to normal. And then since then, oh my God, I wish I would have bought like 5 houses in 2008,
Yeah,
2009.
if you go back to the last worst time to ever buy a property, which was probably 2007 and 8, and you were that sucker that bought at that time, and you go, man, I bought at the worst time, and I'm underwater. This house went way down, but you held on to it for another like 5, 7, 10 years.
Yeah.
That property value has doubled and tripled over that time frame. And if you can go back in time and go, I would have bought 3 or 4 of them in that time frame in the worst time to buy, right?
Mhm.
So it's just matter of fact, over a long period of time, if you can make your payments and you're comfortable making them over that time frame, you're going to be doing okay. And I think the concern is the first 2 to 3 years, right? Because it's
Mhm.
pretty daunting to go from a rental of like $4,000 to paying $8 to $10,000 in mortgage, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty daunting. But over 2 or 3 years, rents do go up. You make more money, and you get used to that payment, and your amortization of your loan, you're paying more of the principal down over that frame as well. So
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
it's the first 2 or 3 years are a little scary, I think, for homeowners to swallow, and then once they get past it, they understand that it was a very smart move for them to do it.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I concur. And with
Concur,
that, Joel, we're coming up on our 30 minutes. Want to keep it under
right?
30 minutes. I
Yeah,
know,
sure.
being very respectful of your time. And yeah, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Do you have any parting words?
Hey, give Luis and I a call if you guys have any questions about mortgage or real estate. We're your people. We're experienced. We do a lot of deals, and we have a good pulse on what the market's doing.
Yep, yep, yep. I couldn't agree more. Joel and I have been working together for quite a while, and we're a great team. So Reach out if you have any questions, and don't forget to stay the course. Buy your home. Don't listen to that negative media. Okay. That's all clickbait. I'm so against that negative media. I always try to be as positive as possible. Sometimes, like today, the markets they were a little rough. I can't be as positive, but nevertheless, I got to stay the course, and you should too. All right. With that, thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Take care.